Paddy Power, sponsors of the Road to Cheltenham.
Welcome to the Road to Cheltenham wrap on day one of the 2025 Cheltenham Festival. Ruby Walsh is alongside me. It's been quite the day. Some things we expected, some things we very much did not. One of which is that Britain leads Ireland in the Prestbury Cup.
And it was on the board a minute ago, 4-3.
Yeah.
I know, it was incredible. Some spread of winners. Britain, England, Scotland, Wales, Irish winners. Great spread, even trainers, owners wise. Everything, wasn't it? It had everything.
It was. We need to talk about the champion hurdle because that had everything all in one race. Where do you want to start?
I don't know. The unpredictability of it. You couldn't have foreseen. No one could foresee what was going to happen. But Constitution Hill fallen. He's probably taken a chance or two in the past, but he didn't even get off the ground. He just stepped onto the apron, put his 2 feet onto the front of the hurdle and tripped himself up. Brighter Days Ahead was really disappointed. Didn't even go quick.
No,
they went quicker in the Supreme. It was nothing like the Leopardstown performance, and she was well beaten going to the second last.
And was that because Danny Gilligan sensed that behind Jack Kennedy wasn't really travelling on Brighter Days Ahead, or was that a miscalculation? Not that it matters in the end.
It made no difference, but it was surprising. Constitution Hill was cantering when he fell. Statement took over. He was going to win. He was long at the last. Paul gave him a squeeze. Again, he put his two toes into the front of the hurdle and flipped himself over. Dramatic, but a brilliant race, or brilliant result for buying a ticket.
Well, that's the point, I think. I think the moral that we take from this story is that the connections who have ended up finishing first and second, so Jeremy Scott, Lorcan Williams and Ian Gosdens, who call it was to run Golden Ace in the champion hurdle. The Gredley family, James Owen and Burdett Road, who's finished second. They both wanted to be part of the pinnacle of sport today. They turned up in the champion hurdle and they've ended up finishing first and second.
They got the lot. Brilliant result for Jeremy Scott. I thought it was amazing, and Lorcan Williams, sorry. I thought it was amazing to watch the scenes here after, to watch them all the people, the fans singing to Jeremy Scott. They weren't punters, they were fans. Yeah. I thought that was brilliant to watch.
It was absolutely fantastic. Just briefly coming back to Brighter Days Ahead, she cut out quite quickly. Did
Stopped.
You say there's a problem?
Definitely underperformed. I don't know, was there a problem? I didn't think it was too bad to be true. Now some people might say, well, that's form. She was beaten by Golden Ace in the Mayor's Hurdle last year. And Jade de Grugy only finished second in the Mayor's Hurdle. But I don't know. I think I wouldn't be having that argument. I think she way underperformed.
There was a related contingency in that Golden Ace only ultimately went to the champion hurdle because Lossiemouth didn't go to the champion hurdle and went to the Mayor's Hurdle. Now, she was brilliant, again, totally dominant, winning her second Mayor's Hurdle, third time she's won at the festival. If you're Rich and Susanna Ritchie, are you thinking we could have won a champion hurdle?
You are, because Statement fell. But only because he fell and Constitution Hill fell. So if you're banking on running races because other horses are going to fall, I don't think you're ever going to do that. But
it's 2020 hindsight.
I know. I mean, but you look at it, like Statement did work all over, and that was kind of coming out on the track. But Lossiemouth to me looks a much happier horse at 2.5 than at 2.
She was dragging a bit, wasn't she?
She was dragging to be sped up,
yeah.
But definitely looks more comfortable at 2.5. And I know she's related to David O'Mara's miler, but to me she's not that fast. She has a good turn of foot, but she definitely likes to travel at a slower pace.
Willie Mann is saying that potentially she could take those kind of horses on in the entry hurdle over 2.5 miles maybe, and Rich Ritchie just making the point that he had such a torrid season that, and Willie Mann is also making the point, you put these horses in for your owners who invest a lot in races they can win. Let's talk about an Arkle, shall we? Because I thought that was going to be the most ridiculous race of the day, and then it was topped.
It was incredible. They went quick early, and Nico accepted it here on Django Boy that he couldn't keep up, so he dropped off. Touch Me Not went right at the fence past the stands. Majbra jumped down his inside, but from there on Majbra seemed to be getting out of rhythm. Launched at the 6th last, absolutely rooted the last ditch out of it, dropped his hind end into it. Still looked like he was going to win down the hill, 3 out, off the bend, second last fence. He just never got off the ground. Galloped through it, and behind you're thinking, how does he stand up and then get back into the race to miss the last, and you're still thinking, is he going to win? And then Django Pie appears out of nowhere. It was incredible stuff to watch, but it just goes to show you, it's like the champion hurdle. It's called jump racing. You have to jump to win.
Yeah, so Django By representing Nicky Henderson, who back in December would have been thinking he was probably winning this with Sir Gino, and we wish that horse well. He'll be coming back into training, and it'll be a long road back for him. Sorry, back into the yard, not training, next week, and it'll be a long road back from him from what's happened to him. But Nico de Boinville on Django By, what I really liked about it was a reactive ride, because he wanted to lead, he wanted to go forward with Django By, but he wasn't quick enough.
And it was even better away from the third last fence. When he jumps the third last fence and he dips and he gets a bit of a response, he sits up again and waits until he meets the rising ground before he gets into full flow. Wasn't good at the second last, but jumped the last and actually quickened from the last home. Tactically a really good ride.
It really was, and I like the reactiveness of it.
Yeah.
Plan A, throw that out, right, what are we going to do now? And also Gavin Cromwell, they got a reward for going for the Arkle with Only By Night. At one point he thought he might have won
couldn't get it all, but I guess that was always the point. You should never be afraid of one. Taking on, especially a novice chase, taking on one, and look, it turned into a cracking race to watch, didn't it?
It did. The opening race brought up a really, really fantastic looking horse, Copec de Board, who coped with the preliminaries fine in the hood. You know, he wasn't too switched off, he wasn't too revved, he was just perfect for Willie Mullins and Paul Townend. Is this a future champion hurdler, or is it a champion chaser?
I don't know. I didn't ask Paul. When you look at him, he jumps.
But he didn't answer.
Yeah, but when he jumps, but has he the spring or power to be a chaser?
I feel he's a champion hurdler, and you know.
Yeah, he could well be now. I'm not so sure looking at him. You think, he wants a fence. But now Paul would have a better opinion of it than me riding him. But and he did trot out through the last hurdle, landed a bit awkward behind and gathered himself up. But I thought he hit the line strong. Thought Sean Flanagan gave William Money a brilliant ride.
Yes, in second, absolutely splendid.
And we never talk about losing rides, but I thought he got a cracking ride.
And the race was sort of blown apart, and those two emerged as the best in the race. I loved the Mayertown result. Again, the owners wanted to go big. Everybody apart from Lucinda Russell wanted to come here. She wanted to go to Uttoxeter, but instead, Patrick Wadge rode his first Cheltenham Festival winner collectedly in the Ultima. Yeah,
and jumped like a buck. Bar the sixth last, I think it was the only mistake he made. He has some power in spring, hasn't he, Mayertown? Really good at the second last, spotted a great stride on him at the last, and he absolutely bolted it. Novice winning a handicap.
Yeah, he's a horse for the future. Put Your Hands Together won a third Fred Winter in 7 years for Joseph O'Brien, and Mark Walsh on board after the disappointment of Mashborough.
Yeah, and stuck out like a sore thumb from the top of the hill, didn't he? He was absolutely cantering.
He really did.
All he was trying to do was
the wrong JP man.
I know. Surprise, surprise. And all Mark was trying to do was not go too soon. And he won like that. And then we had Haughty Colour in the last, who was brave and tough for Rebecca Curtis.
Yeah, it was great to see Rebecca Curtis back in the winners' enclosure for her sixth festival winner. It's since 2020, her last one. And this is an important horse for the yard, I think. She wants more horses. She's just advertised what she can do. And Ben Jones thought it was important as well to support somebody who had supported him in the early part of the career.
And it was a good result. Again, small trainers, it was a good result for racing. It was a good race to watch, big field, plenty of fallers in it and drama in it too. It wasn't all plain sailing, but all in all, Lydia, the sun was shining. It was a great day. There was a great atmosphere here, and I must say I thought the Jeremy Scott scenes after the champion hurdle were brilliant to watch.
Yeah, it's been quite the dramatic day. We've loved it. Join us tomorrow for the tomorrow's wrap as well for Road to Cheltenham.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.